Today, I want to talk to you about acceptance and how acceptance is such a difficult concept to understand and to apply in our lives, especially if you are a very reasonable person, especially if you are a very logical person that thinks a lot. Um, Most of the suffering we experience in life, and by suffering, I mean stress, worry, anxiety, it happens because we're not accepting things the way they are, right? We don't accept people for what they are. We don't accept ourselves just by who we are. We don't accept our mistakes. We don't accept our past. We don't accept our parents the way they were. We don't accept how things happen. When I broke up with someone or what this person say. So we only like to hear things that we like, right? And it's so interesting because if we use common sense, things are the way they are, and they cannot be any other way. You had your parents you had your ex that you had, people are who people are, the weather is the weather. But we go through life wanting things to be different. And sometimes are little things like, oh, the weather is too hot, it's too humid, it's too cold, it's too dark, it's too bright, it's too this. The coffee's everything. The traffic, we don't accept the traffic, we suffer. Ah, it's traffic. We don't accept smells. Well, that's the smell in the space. So what are you going to do about it? So when we don't accept something, what happens after that, there is a complaint. The complaint shows up. And we complain all day long, some of us, in silence in our heads. And we complain about the weather, and we complain about this person, about the traffic. We complain about this, the coffee is not good. And all these complaints are generated from a place of non-acceptance for things the way they are. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with complaining because in spirituality, actually, there's no right or wrong. There are only consequences, you know? So, and it's a universal law of cause and effect, the causality, right? Action and reaction. For every action, you have a reaction. If you complain, you're gonna suffer. If you don't accept, you're gonna suffer. You know, I didn't create this. No one created. It's a universal law, right? And that's called karma. Karma is that. Karma is not negative, positive. Karma is just the results of your actions. And we carry this karma. So people that complains a lot, they suffer a lot. They're always suffering and they're always complaining. People who don't accept things the way they are, they suffer a lot because they want things to be different. And then they feel like other people should do different. That only if this person did this, only if the government, only if the weather, only if my situation was different, only if I had a house, only if I had a money, only if I had a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a wife, you know? So acceptance is the first step to move forward in life and to start the next stage in your life. But acceptance is very difficult, especially for reasonable people. If you think a lot, if you're very logical, if you're very stubborn, it's difficult to accept because acceptance is not a rational thing. Acceptance is not a reasonable thing. Acceptance is unreasonable. What do I mean by reasonable? You have reasons and considerations. Every time you don't accept something from your past, from your present, from any situation, you have valid reasons within yourself not to accept. of course. And some of us are very attached to those reasons. Pretty much everyone. Why? Because we want to be right. We don't want to be wrong. And acceptance has nothing to do with being right or wrong. You say, okay, this happened and this create this situation, and these are my reasons. So you will have your list of reasons not to accept your situation. And then that's your evidence why you shouldn't accept this, you know? But that's creating suffering because yes, the way it is. So what we do, we accept, but acceptance is unreasonable. You accept because you accept. You have no reasons to accept. There are no logical reasons. Acceptance is a quality of the heart, and the heart goes beyond reasons. Reasons are in the mind, and your mind will always fight and say, no, because I'm right, and you're wrong, and these are right, and these are wrong, and the weather should be better today because it's the middle of summer, and I don't want to rain. And the coffee should be warm because I pay for it. Okay, it's cold. What are you going to do about it? You're going to suffer. And so people are very attached to those things. They suffer for a whole week and they will tell you the story when someone did a wrongdoing for them. Say, on Monday last week, I bought this coffee and it was cold. They put dairy milk. And I told them I'm a vegan. I'm so offended. I'm still offended. I can't let it go. It happens. So what are you going to do about it? People just get offended. We live in a society with very fragile people that are looking for reasons to be offended because we want everything to be our way. And I want to tell you my truth, So today I want to put the light on that acceptance part, you know? When you accept, a lot of the difficulties in life disappear. And it's called freedom. You're free from your own mind, from your own reasons and considerations. So yeah, the invitation is that to drop into it and observe what are the things that you're not accepting. You know, it's like it's ridiculous. It's like I don't accept my age. Well, what are you gonna do about it? You're just gonna get older, right? I don't accept my body. Well, so so what? It's like I don't accept my partner fully. Well, you can live, but that's your partner right now. I don't accept my living situation. Well, it's like, so the first step to change is to accept because you should believe that when things change, you're going to be happy. That's never going to come. It's like one day I'll be happy when my living situation changes. One day I'll be happy when I have a partner, when I pay my mortgage, when my children leave school, when this happen. If you're not happy now, you're not going to be happy then, you know? So when you accept everything the way it is, you can find happiness now. Why wait if you can be happy now? Why wait until something happens to be happy? You can find peace and stop resisting. We resist what is. And when you resist what is, resistance creates friction and friction creates stress and it creates anxiety and a sense of overwhelm. Is too much. It's too much because you're trying to change things you cannot change right now. So we find acceptance first. Why? For no reason. You just accept. And then when you accept, what is next? Okay, now I see how it changed my situation. because it can be better. Of course, it can always can be better. There's nothing wrong with wanting things to be better. The problem is that when we don't accept that this is what it is right now, tomorrow I'll be better. And that's why we self punish ourselves because I don't accept my mistakes. I don't accept that I made a mistake. When you make a mistake, you got a mistake. You accept that. You don't punish yourself. And then you say, okay, next time I'll do better. How much time do I let go? As much as I can today. Tomorrow I see. Okay, I accept that. How much can I accept today? As much as I can. Tomorrow I'll see if I can accept a bit more. So acceptance is also accept that there are things that perhaps you're not ready to accept yet. You say, okay, today I can accept 10%. And I accept that I can accept only 10%. And that's okay. And then tomorrow maybe I do 15. And then you're free, right? Good. What are the things in your life that you're not accepting? Simple things. And how often do you complain, especially in silence? Because the introverts say, I don't complain because I'm better than everyone, but I won't say it. I'm going to be quiet. So I don't complain out loud, but I complain in silence, or I judge everyone in silence. You know, I don't, because I'm better than everyone. So we confuse big ego with being an extrovert. Usually people that are quiet, they also have big egos. They just quiet. You know, the big ego wants to be seen by everyone and be the loudest. But the big ego also don't want to be seen because it doesn't want to be criticized. You know, by the way, the bigger the ego, the bigger the suffering. So suffering is related to the ego as well. You might suffer being loud, or you might suffer being quiet. But the bigger the ego, the louder the voice. The voice in the head is your ego, and if your head is like crazy voice, it means big ego, and that ego is what creates the suffering. The me. What about me? And the pointing fingers. Anyway, wherever you are, you trust that you are in the right place and that you're doing your best. But it's good to have awareness. The whole purpose of this conversation is to see us, to see yourself, not to punish yourself, not to criticize yourself, but to see what the mind does, what your mind is doing every day. Okay? Good. Let's find a comfortable seat. Make sure your back is straight. Take a deep inhale all the way in the nose. Exhale to the mouth. Two more times. In. Exhale. Last one in. Big exhale to the mouth.